A couple of new kids on the block are about to go head-to-head. Hey, it's Joshua Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And this is the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 versus the LG G2 in a quick look. In a way, these two phones are quite similar in that both represent changes in their respective lines. The G2 dropping the Optimus in its name is much like the Galaxy S4 in its form and material, opting for the glossy plastic and has a 5-inch screen. The button layout has been moved to the back and is a unique way of using the smartphone that becomes pretty natural after a little time. The other feat of the G2 is its thinner bezels that give it a 5.2-inch screen. Thinner bezels are also found in the Note 3, which allow it a similar increase of 0.2 inches for its screen, now at 5.7. As a larger device, two-handed operation will obviously be more common, especially considering the usage of the S Pen. The new changes in the Note 3 actually involve the overall material. Instead of the glossy plastic, Samsung went for a textured plastic that alleviates the fingerprinting and slippery feel that the G2 can get. In display, the IPS display of the LG G2 brings a lot of expected brightness to the display game, but LG has been able to create a color saturation profile that actually rivals the Super AMOLED that Samsung has consistently brought out. It's a great display at 5.2 inches and is comparable to the 5.7-inch screen on the Note 3, which is like a larger version of the great performer that was originally on the Galaxy S4. When it comes to specifications, we actually have a little bit more level playing field. Both phones employ the Snapdragon 800 processor clocked in at 2.26 GHz backed by the Adreno 330. The Note 3 does have an edge with 3 GB of RAM aside from the standard 2 GB like is found in the G2. That extra RAM is important for all of the multitasking that the Note 3 is capable of, especially considering the new S Pen functionality. The Note 3 also has a little bit of an edge by having a removable back, which allows for a replaceable battery and expandable memory. When it comes to the camera, LG put a lot of new features in the G2 that we might have seen iterated in the Samsung Galaxy S4. So in creative smartphone photography, things are a little more evened out here as well, as the Note 3 camera employs pretty much everything the S4's camera was capable of. The trump card in the G2 is its implementation of optical image stabilization, which is a feature we thought would come in the Note 3 but didn't make the final cut. And in software, both LG and Samsung have been striving to add new features and functionality to their respective Android versions, and in the case of the G2, there are a few new multitasking options. Slide Aside is one particular new and notable feature. And for the Note 3, we have the S Pen that has been updated with the Air Command menu that includes smart memos and small app windows. While LG's Optimus UI has grown quite a bit, the TouchWiz of the Note 3 is bolstered by the S Pen. If a stylus experience is more appealing to you, it's pretty obvious which device to look at here. And so, there you have it. LG and Samsung are going head-to-head with their close releases of their flagship phones. If there's one thing that the Note 3 does make me wonder, it's what the Pro version of the G2 will look like, since the original Optimus G Pro is closer to a Note device offered by LG. We'll have to see what the G2's larger version can bring in the future. And for the rest of our Galaxy Note 3 and LG G2 coverage, make sure you stay tuned to Android Authority.